So I scaled my agency to 25K a month just with cold email. And these three things got me the highest possible positive response rate, the highest quality leads, and the highest close rate. Now, the first one is making sure that the list you build matches the service you provide. Kind of a weird one. I don't really hear people talking about it, but it's simple at the same time. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're a recruiting company and what you're trying to do is find sales reps for companies that are looking for sales reps. Now, what some people might do is they'll go to Google Maps and they'll find a bunch of companies that are potentially looking for sales reps, like insurance companies or something like this. Or they'll go to LinkedIn, they'll do LinkedIn outreach, whatever the case may be. Now, that's cool and that works. You can get positive responses, you can get people who are warm, so on and so forth. The problem is that what you're providing as a service, so this sales rep thing, is not particularly relevant to where you're finding them. So you're finding them on LinkedIn. Oh, hey, I saw you have a company. It's not going to do too much for you with your outreach. Or, hey, I found you on Google Maps, right? It's like, well, okay, and, right? Whereas if you did something different, and this made me so much money, but if you did something different, such as you went on Indeed, or you went on, LinkedIn and looked at job listings for sales reps, and then you found the names of the companies and then searched them up and said, hey, I saw your job listing, then the response is going to be completely different because they're like, oh, like this person saw my job listing, they know I'm looking for a sales rep, we've been struggling to find a sales rep, it's been really challenging, so on and so forth, right? So that's going to show them that you're actually putting some effort in and you found a new way to reach out to them rather than just saying, hey, I saw you're located in Denver and I do this thing that everybody else does. It's like, be different and the responses will completely change for you. And the overall intent of the leads changes drastically. Now, another thing that really improves the quality, so that improves positive response rates, lead quality, a lot of things. I mean, it's one of the best possible things you can do for your cold email process. Now, another thing that you can do that's pretty powerful, which is the second thing, is making sure you're sending personalized cold emails instead of mass cold emails. Sure, personalized cold emails can get you higher positive response rates, but that's not really my point. My point is that when you send personalized cold emails, the lead quality is significantly higher. They recognize you when you call them instead of who are you. They actually answer your calls in the first place, because if you're just sending mass emails and you're calling a bunch of people, they oftentimes won't really remember who you are or what email you sent them, and they'll give you the whole, oh, I get emails, I get calls from guys like you all the time. And oftentimes, since they don't remember your email because it wasn't personalized, they think you're cold calling and lying to them about having sent them an email because they just simply don't remember the email that you sent them. Whereas if you're sending personalized cold emails, especially when you're doing it in a way where the outreach method is matching the service that you're providing, or the outreach method matches the service you're providing, then it's so much easier for them to remember because nobody's doing it. It's really that simple. Nobody's going out there and saying, hey, like I found you on this platform and I provide a service specific to this platform, right? And it's such a powerful thing. Again, especially when you combine that with sending personalized cold emails instead of just like a mass blast kind of scenario, right? And the personalized, it doesn't mean that you have to be like manually typing every email out, but you do want to make sure that you're personalizing them to the person, right? It's just easier that way, and you get higher positive response rates as a whole. So again, number one is making sure that you're matching the platform you're doing outreach on with the method or the service that you're providing, right? That's number one. Number two is making sure that you're actually personalizing these messages instead of just kind of sending them blind, because it's really easy for people to detect, oh, this is just another marketer guy sending some kind of marketing message, right? The more personalized you can be, the more human you can be, the better. And the less it looks like an outreach method, this is just a little bonus thing for you. The less it looks like you're doing outreach, the better. And the more you jump on their side of the table, the better. And here's what I mean. If you're saying, hey, I used to be in your shoes and I experienced this problem, that problem, and I found a solution to these problems, then you're showing them that, hey, I'm on your side of the table. I'm not just another one of these guys who's doing the same things as everybody else and who's causing the problem that you're experiencing. I've actually found a solution, provided you've found a solution, and you should. So yeah, make sure it doesn't look like outreach, and then make sure you're siding with them rather than trying to, go against the grain and everything like that. The third thing is relatively simple, but it's hard for a lot of people to do, and there's some weird internal resistance that a lot of people have when they're doing this. I mean, it's pretty basic, but at the same time, a lot of people just underestimate how many messages they need to send. So really, just reverse engineer the math. Let's say you're getting, a 5% positive reply rate, right? And you want to get 5 leads a day. That means you need to send 100 emails a day, or 500 a week, or 2,000 emails a month. If you're sending, assuming they're 4 weeks a month, which they're 4.35, but 5 business days per week, all this stuff, right? So then you're getting 25 leads a week, about 100 leads a month. It's like, okay, well, now look at your stats and go, okay, what is my approximate lead to show up rate, or lead to booking and booking to show up? Doesn't really matter, however you want to do it. But let's say, okay, out of every 100 leads, what I found in my business was that 29% of all of the positive replies from cold email would show up to a sales call. Cool, so now I know I can get 29 sales calls per month if I get 100 leads per month. And now, okay, what's my close rate? Well, in that case, let's pretend early days, my close rate was, 15%. So then we can do the math on that. Or let's say, eventually it went up to 40%. What's the math on that? How many clients is that, right? And then what's my average LTV, or what's my average revenue per client, my average upfront cash collected, so on and so forth. Now we're in a position where we know all of our numbers, and it's like, okay, well, I need to send 100 emails a day if I want that to happen. But the thing is, in the beginning, your stats are worse. You're not going to be at a 15% close rate. You might be at an 8% close rate if you've never done sales in your life. Or let's pretend that your positive response rate is 1% as it stands, and you're just trying to get to 2%. Well, in that case, it's a completely different ballgame, and sending the 100 emails per day is going to get you 1 lead per day, right? And you're getting 20 leads a month instead of getting your 100 leads per month. Then you do the stats on that, and you find that, oh wait, my numbers are actually even worse than this, so on and so forth. Like my close rate's 15% instead of 35 or 40 and all this. Then you realize, like, wait, I can only really get 1 client a month or 2 clients a month like this, if even that. And that's where you need to really sit down and go, okay, I need to just send double that, triple that, just to make up for your lack of skill in the early days, provided that's what's happening, right? Otherwise, if your metrics are being hit, the math is all pretty straightforward, and then you're just like, okay, well, let's just double the emails. All right, so there are 3 things plus 2 bonuses on what scaled my agency, my SMMA, to 25K per month, strictly with cold email. Again, highest possible positive response rate, highest possible lead quality, highest possible close rate as well. That's about it. If you want to join my private scaling group for agency owners to get up to 10K, 20K per month, that kind of thing, you can book a call in the description. Also though, if you're already doing 10, 20, 30, 40 grand a month, and you want to work with me personally in more of a private setting, I'm offering that for a limited time. So you can also book a call with me in the description there. Otherwise, just keep watching the videos for free. Click whatever's popping up on screen here, and I'll see you there.